Hi guys, it's Luke.
I'm Gabriel.
And we're back for 2020. This is Clinical Trial Talk, and we talk about clinical trials.
Okay, sounds good.
So we've got a question from one of our viewers or one of our community members. You're all community members if you're watching this, by the way, by right of having clicked on the button. But a serious question. And someone's contacted us. We're not sure exactly where they're located. We believe they may be located in Australia, but they could be located in another place. We're in Australia. And so we thought we'd try to answer the question on this quick live video. And so the question was, how do I find a clinical trial in psoriasis in Australia?
Okay.
Or, well, I'm going to put the Australia bit. How do I find one? How do I find a clinical trial in psoriasis? And really, we'll answer this, I think, for Australia and if you're not in Australia as well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sounds good. So obviously I think the first consideration is you need to find some trial that's close to you, right? You're not going to travel 50 kilometers or miles or whatever to go to a specific trial. You need to find something that's local.
Or there could be some sort of virtual trial which you can do by correspondence. That's a new decentralized trials. That's the new thing as well. So probably the first point of contact if you're in Australia, I would always refer someone to the ANZ CTR website, and so that's I can put that in the comments after this, and I'll link you to a blog to help sort of give you some ideas of how to find trials. But ANZ CTR stands for Australia New Zealand Clinical Trial Registry.
Right. So all clinical trials have to go on a registry, right?
Ideally, they'll all go on there. That particular website also pulls from the US website, which is clinicaltrials.gov. So if you're in the States, have a look at the .gov one. In fact, that'll have also trials from other countries as well. If you want to go even bigger picture than that, you can go to the WHO, World Health Organization website, which is a little bit harder to navigate. Probably clinicaltrials.gov is probably the ideal one. That if you're in Australia, I'd hit the ANZ CTR because you'll definitely have things on that aren't on the .gov in America.
You make a good point though. So on those websites, the trials aren't necessarily written for public consumption.
No.
So you do need to kind of be aware of what to look for. And I think the main thing is to once you've typed in a keyword, so psoriasis in this case, you'll probably want to look for site location.
That's probably the next step. You'll find that if you do, we'll link some other videos to this to give you a bit of a demo. But basically, if you search for psoriasis, if that's what it is, I mean, I'm assuming if someone's looking for a psoriasis trial, perhaps they've already got a diagnosis. That'd be probably pretty common sense. And perhaps the treatments they're using may not be helping them. So they may be looking for trial for that reason. Keep in mind, not all trials are necessarily going to be an active product. There may be placebo trials. There may be trials which you don't want to be involved with. So make sure you check out some of the other videos regarding consent and getting an understanding of what you're getting involved in.
Yeah, how to choose a trial and whether you want to be on one or not.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd be hitting up the ANZ CTR website. There's also another government website which pulls from ANZ CTR called AustralianClinicalTrials.gov.au, I think.
Yes, I think so.
And there's also a website that we're actually involved in called AustralianClinicalTrials.com, which also could have that listed, but wouldn't be as comprehensive a list as the ANZ CTR one.
Yeah.
In terms of not all trials are advertised. Essentially, for the registries, trial sites, companies or institutions running clinical trials are encouraged to register these studies before they start.
Yep.
And that can have an impact on whether they're allowed to publish in certain journals. So a lot of the important journals now will require that the actual trial is presented in the public domain before they start. And it's a part of the encouragement of transparency in clinical research.
That's right. So some other things to look out for when you're browsing these lists are, is the trial still current? Is the trial still active?
A lot of the time you'll find a trial that's not still current. And not always, especially on the registries, is it clear where the trial is being run. They may say it's being run in Sydney, it might be run in Melbourne, it could be in New York, California, but it doesn't necessarily say the specific location. which is why we actually started setting up the AustralianClinicalTrials.com website, because we wanted to make it easier for people that were interested to find out about trials, to find out the locations of them, and have the trial sites, which is where the trials are located or being run, the doctor clinics, have them empowered to present what studies they're running to the public.
Yeah, that's right. So if you find a clinical trial on that website, you'll be able to reach out to the trial directly and ask more information about it, and also see where it is in respect to where you are.
Yeah, I mean, you can ask your doctor as well if you have got a diagnosis. Do they know anywhere where I can go to find a trial, or do they know of any research? A lot of doctors, you'll find, don't know much about clinical trials, and that's a big challenge for our industry and for everyone, really, because we're all impacted by that.
It depends. I mean, so I think doctors that are part of a bigger kind of institution may know of something else that's being run within the same place, but smaller practices may not.
100%. So if you can Google ANZ-CTR, if you find something you're interested, often there's a contact number there, but not always, and sometimes it'll be the contact number of the company that's running the study. Sometimes it'll be the contact name of the doctor that's overlooking the study. It might not be the specific location, but hit up what numbers you can and try to find out more about them. And good luck in the search, but it's not an easy process, and even for us as researchers, sometimes those registries can be a little bit hard to navigate. Depending, and also to find the different actual doctors that are running the studies at different locations.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, if you do happen to check out the AustralianClinicalTrials.com website, let us know what you think, if it helped you out at all. We'll pop a link at the bottom of in the comments here, and give us some suggestions if you've got any.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Speak soon.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.